as we hit the stretch drive of this year's editions of the Badgers Sports Report, we make the transition from basketball onto football, where spring drills are going on here at the University of Wisconsin from now through the middle of April. Our last two shows will focus on Wisconsin football. We'll sit down with head coach Paul Chryst, get his general thoughts of some of the things he looks for from his guys during spring practices. And this week we'll lock in a little bit more on the defense. A lot of starting positions are there to be had. We'll touch on that and some other topics as well. All coming up on the Badgers Sports Report.
Hand off Jonathan Taylor across the 25 to the 30, 35 to the 40, along the numbers to the 50, Taylor to the 40, down the sideline 30, to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Wisconsin, 75 yards, Jonathan Taylor. A.J. Taylor wide to the right, Cephas to the left, Cephas in motion, Hornibrook rolling, and now he'll throw it back the other way. That's caught by Michael Dieter at the 10, at the 5, touchdown Wisconsin, Michael Dieter, yes sir! Two receivers left, one right, Hornibrook in the shotgun, back to throw, shoots it to the right, wants Cephas, got it, touchdown Wisconsin! Hornibrook to Quintez Cephas, 37-10. The Badgers. 3rd and 7, Wisconsin at the Miami 20-yard line. Hornibrook out of the gun, back to throw, 5-man rush, right side pass, Danny Davis got it inside the 5-yard line. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Oh, what work by the true freshman Danny Davis. Takes the snap, Badgers bring in 4, pockets tight, ball's tipped in the air, picked off by T.J. Edwards at the 50, he's to the 40, and he's all alone at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Wisconsin. T.J. Edwards with the deflected pass, it falls into his hands, and it's an easy glide to the end zone. And off goes to Shaw, straight ahead to the 30, 25-20, he's gone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. And he's taken down by Ryan Conley. Fires to the right to the end zone, and is caught. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Sending 4, and one of them comes in scot-free. And there is a big, big win for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by Zimbrick European, by UW Health, UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
I just picked up the cake for the baby shower.
You know she's having a boy, right?
Need to make a quick switch? We thought about that.
Ciao.
Need a little more room? We thought about that.
Hold on, Jill's texting me.
Need to stay connected?
You have a message from Jill.
We even gave that a thought too. Buick Encore and Buick Envision, part of Buick's 3 SUV lineup. Get $4,250 purchase allowance on most 2018 Encore models. Plus, current non-GM owners get an additional $3,000 purchase cash on most Encore models.
This is what collaboration looks like. This is what happens when a cardiologist in Appleton works step in step with specialists at UW Health in Madison. You see, when Terry's condition required a second opinion, his doctor turned to the cardiothoracic team at UW Health. Together, we made sure Terry got the care and the heart transplant he needed. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health, remarkable.
Hi, this is Coach Greg Gard, inviting you to join the Badger Basketball Booster Club. As a member of the Booster Club, you will have the opportunity to participate in a variety of great events, including pregame chalk talks, golf outings, and an away game bus trip. The Boosters play a vital role in assisting our staff and student athletes through fundraising and sponsorship. For additional information on joining the club, please call 608-265-6161. There's no better way to show your support than to join the Badger Basketball Boosters.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
I mean, it's a time to put on the pads and, you know, kind of let some steam off, first of all. But at the end of the day, you're working on technique and things that you can't, you wouldn't really use in the season because you're not strong with them yet. So you come out here and you work on things that you've never tried and try to make them your strengths because, during the year you got to bring something different every week, and it's good to have an arsenal of things that you can do.
What are you personally working on this spring?
Yeah, I just think in general my mental, IQ of the game and trying to get a bigger feel for the defense. I think, just being in the system for so long, I have a good feel of, what we do and the strengths and weaknesses, but, learning how to watch film in different ways and, different techniques that I can work on for different route combinations and things like that. Something that I need to improve on because I got exposed quite a bit last year, so it's been good so far.
Spring practice is going on. Spring game on April 13th, a 6 p.m. kickoff at Camp Randall Stadium. And these last couple shows, we devote our attention to Wisconsin football as the preparations continuing, and now the phase of spring drill, winter conditioning, obviously on to spring. And Paul, it's probably good to start this because you're going to get asked a ton of questions about what do you want to get answered, and you're going to get the laundry list of questions. But is it safe to say that you're not going to answer everything between now and the middle of April? Certainly you're going to learn some things, but there's still going to be some stuff out there.
Absolutely. And really, for us, the goal isn't to have everything answered. But I think it's a great opportunity, where we're not preparing for an opponent. And, I thought the guys had a great winter phase. And that's, from when they come back after the bowl and Christmas vacation until right before spring. And it was 7 weeks for us, and I thought the guys really did a nice job of attacking it and for them to kind of grow in the weight room. And then there's a number of guys that, had some off-season surgeries and, some more severe than others, but really just get them healthy again. And then spring ball is about individual growth. And, we always talk about all the time, if each individual can grow, then we as a team are going to grow. And so I think, what it is for the players is I think you get an idea of which players have a chance to help you in the fall. But, there's so much work to be done in the summer and in fall camp. Spring ball is the second of 4 phases. So for us to try to put any expectations of what's this guy going to do, that would be unfair to them. And I just want them focused on each day, how can they get better? I think to this point they have been. You
mentioned the word teaching. I know Barry talked about this a lot when he was a coach. This is the time of year that coaches really enjoy, right? I mean, the games, they speak for themselves. Right. But you really get to lock into teaching the game right now, right?
That's what I think it gives you, the way the schedule's set up, that you have 1 day's meetings and they're in the weight room still, followed by practice. And so then you can go back the next day, it's meetings, and then you can clean up some things from the previous practice. You can kind of prep for the next one, so they've got a clear idea. It slows down. And so you truly can take pieces and teach it. And even when we're on the field, I think earlier it was always, we got to get this much offense in or this much defense in. And I think you lose sight of just make sure they're growing and kind of building those foundational pieces. And so I think that the pace of spring ball makes it such that you truly can focus on the teaching. And it's really not the teaching as much as them getting it. It's the student receiving the teaching and taking it, and that's why I love spring ball.
It's always that interesting dynamic that I see with you, your staff, and the players. You do have to turn a page and move on. If you're speaking to a group, you're going to get asked about the 13 wins, the Orange Bowl, and that's great. That's a memory that'll be there forever. But you mentioned the off season. That's a pretty good indicator, the winter conditioning program, pretty good indicator that the guys coming back, while they'll always appreciate what happened, it's about now and getting ready for 2018.
It is, and this is their moment and this team's moment. And I think that's what was nice about having the break. Our guys had about 2.5, 3 weeks from the bowl game to when we came back. And that's the time to enjoy, appreciate what happened. But when they came back, and I think the message was pretty clear, and it really came from the players, but the shirts that they chose to wear this year was nobody cares, work harder. And it's not that everyone cares, but no one cares about what happened. And last year doesn't carry forward to this year. And so we've got a lot of guys that were part of that, and so they need to learn what gave us a chance to have success. And then can you use those lessons to go forward? And so it's that's what's fun. It's a fresh start. It's a new season, new team. We're adding some players. We got 5 mid-year transfers or mid-year signees that are in. and then we'll have a group of guys that will join us in the summer. So it's definitely different, but I think they've taken the right approach, but we'll make sure to keep reminding them.
I would imagine you will. You can look at a depth chart at the end of last season to this on the defensive side and see there are 7 starters who are now moving on to the next phase, either their football career or their next phase of their lives. And yet, Garrett Rand has played.
Yep.
Isaiah Loudermilk has played. Madison Cone, Dante Carrier-Williams. So for the outside looking in, do we make too much out of that, saying, well, they got 7 starters they got to replace? You have guys who played a lot.
Right, and I think there's probably truth in both. You know, that there's, we know about some of the guys that should be or have a great opportunity to take those roles. And yet, you know, they've got to adjust a little bit. You know, Isaiah now, instead of being a complimentary piece, Isaiah Loudermilk, now can you be, you know, an every down and an impact guy? And even a guy that has started, a returning starter in Aleve. Mm-hmm. You know, Aleve now is a chance for you to be, you know, it was always, when we talked about the D-line last year, you're talking about Connor, Chikwe, and Alec. Mm-hmm. And then they'd say something about Aleve. Now, can you be that guy to lead that group, and can you elevate your game? And that's what's, each year you have to grow. And, you know, Andrew Van Ginkel, you know, it's an opportunity for him to grow, but it's a new role for him. And so I think every year, every person's in a new role, new position. You know, Alex Hornibrook is, you know, come back and you say returning starter, but he's going to be in a different role. And so I think that's the part that there are certain narratives that pop out at you. This many starters lost, we got new starters, that's going to be the storyline. And there's some truth to it, but it's a new team, and every guy's got to have a new role, new, you know, new expectations either they set or the team needs out of them. And that's what's fun about starting this process. It began a little bit in the winter. Spring ball is another part of that.
All right, and spring practices rolling on, as we mentioned, with the spring game on April 13th, 6 o'clock kick here at Camp Randall Stadium. Coach returns in a few minutes with the Great Dane Great Question of the Week. Stick around.
This is Lexi Rush. She's 10, and she's amazing. You see, Lexi was born deaf and couldn't hear anything. That was until her doctor in Appleton referred her to the pediatric specialists at UW Health in Madison. Now, 2 operations later, Lexi can hear everything. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health. Remarkable.
For me, the biggest focus for spring is just increasing my football IQ, kind of reading, knowing pre-snap what kind of blocks I'm going to get, basically just what kind of blocks I'm going to get, what kind of, when do I know to pass rush, when do I know to come out, do something, kind of just being physical, and overall just increasing my knowledge of football and kind of knowing what to do in certain situations and how to play it.
How do you guys approach spring ball?
Just coming in every day and taking advantage of it. I mean, it's good to kind of go up against, it's great to go against the first whole line and kind of knowing who they are and knowing what kind of production they've had last year. It's always good just to kind of sharpen those mental tools that you have. Up front, I mean, we're a young group, but I mean, we're looking forward to another opportunity to show what we can do and kind of learn from the guys that have gone before us and kind of just work off each other, play off each other, just have fun.
Ready, go! Ready, go!
My biggest goal is to earn some more respect in the locker room and show that I'm here to contribute and be a player here, and I could show that I could help out.
That's the common refrain from Wisconsin's 5 early enrollees this spring. Wide receivers Aaron Cruikshank and Taj Mustafa, cornerback Dante Burton, safety Reggie Pearson, and defensive lineman Bryson Williams.
As a freshman in high school, I always knew I wanted to enroll early and give myself a better chance educational-wise and physically-wise on the football field.
You know, totally their call, and if they want to come here early and get joined with the team early, that's great. You know, but the guys coming in the summer will be fine as well. But I've really seen some good things from early enrollees, and Chris Shank is one of the fastest dudes I think we've had in here, and Reggie Pearson's been really good, you know, learning well. So it's been good to see, you know, guys who I think really love football. So it's been fun to watch.
They also say there is a big difference between the high school and college game, both on and off the field.
Adjusting to the fastest kids on the team is like fast kids in high school, like, all right, they a little fast, like I can still keep up though. But like here, it's like, okay, it's kind of shocked me. I never like want to get somebody that's fast before.
Not only for the football part of it, but for school. I mean, I know some of the guys kind of, I talked to them about it. They say it's kind of rough. I mean, time management is definitely a big thing coming into college. But I mean, I feel like they're handling it very well.
I usually have school then practice, so that's one thing. And then another thing is like the plays is more complex, so I gotta like listen to what I gotta do, and then obviously like run it to proficient.
Every kid learns like their playbook different, so like I'm more of like a visual, like repping type of guy. So like just me going out there every day working out the routes is helping me out.
Coaches admit how fast the new freshmen understand the playbook is one of the signs of how soon they can contribute.
It's like they come in and they're speaking a different language that they don't know. So the quicker they can pick that up and just gain confidence that I can just play every snap and not think, that's the number one thing with young guys.
You love when you see that athletic kind of spark where you see someone, that's pretty good. The guy took off flying or made a big catch, and then you want to balance that with how they pick things up, how they learn, how they take coaching. Can they take something that was an emphasis in the meeting and put it on the field? And I think those two things kind of tell you how soon or how quickly you can progress with it.
Pearson, the first member to commit in this class, is quick to point out just how close the true freshmen are.
We a tight group. Like it's insane. Like we live like five doors down from each other, and like every night we either dancing, rapping, listening to music, playing like little games and stuff. And it's great so far. I love these guys.
For the Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst, I'm Ryan Wing.
At Hy-Vee Market Grill, you'll find something for everyone. Steaks grilled to perfection, delicious pasta, wood oven flatbread pizzas, and the burgers are the best in town. Plus, you've got to try our delicious Sunday brunch. And Hy-Vee Market Grills are next to Hy-Vee stores, so it's not like we're gonna run out of food. It's good food, good times, and we love to see people smile. So get on into Hy-Vee Market Grill today.
How do you show up?
Let's go.
Do you just bring it? Or do you bring it all?
Focus. You gotta go.
Third row, like a pro. Step up to GMC with 16% below MSRP on the most popular 2018 Acadia models. That's over $8,100 below MSRP on this all-wheel drive Acadia Denali. We are professional grade. GMC.
Most people don't know that UW Health and the University of Wisconsin are national leaders in the field of kidney transplant. They provide new life for those who will likely die without a transplant, and they assure a normal life for those who donate. I would know. I donated a kidney, and together, we saved a life.
UW Health. Remarkable.
I just picked up the cake for the baby shower.
You know she's having a boy, right?
Need to make a quick switch? We thought about that.
Ciao.
Need a little more room? We thought about that.
Hold on, Jill's texting me.
Need to stay connected?
You have a message from Jill.
We even gave that a thought too. Buick Encore and Buick Envision, part of Buick's 3 SUV lineup. Get $4,250 purchase allowance on most 2018 Encore models. Plus, current non-GM owners get an additional $3,000 purchase cash on most Encore models.
I mean, it's going well. First spring ball, it's good to be back playing football, and I think coming out of last year, I really knew I had to get better at some things, and this is where it's happening. And it's nice to be here.
What were the things that you felt you needed to get better at?
I mean, big answer, I can say everything, but when you tone it down and you look at all the small things, I need to start working on my feet, my blocking, and first things first, winter conditioning, I need to get my weight up and my strength up, and that happened. So now it's just getting the little details done, getting them into habits, and then perfecting those habits. We always talk about, like, we're practicing right now, but we're not really practicing for a game. Like, we don't have games on Saturdays, so this is a time where we can really fine-tune things, and day after day we're sitting there and like, oh, yesterday I did this bad, today I'm gonna fix it and work on this.
With the eyes of NFL scouts and talent evaluators squarely on Wisconsin, 11 former Badgers did their best to impress on Pro Day inside the McLean Center. 6 of them took part in the NFL Combine, while the other 5 were hoping to open some eyes. Joe Ferguson did just that, as the safety had the best broad jump of the day at 10 feet, 4.5 inches.
I'm comfortable with everything I did out there. You finish and you always feel like you could have done a little better. That's just how we are as athletes, but you know, just all you can do is put everything you have on that day out there, and felt like I did that. Didn't really hold anything back, so I can sleep soundly at night knowing I did my best.
Linebacker Garrett Dooley significantly lowered his 40-yard dash time, running a 4.62 compared to the 4.8 from the combine.
It's very hard to explain the type of pressure and situation that you're in at the combine. Whenever you get up to run that 40 at the combine, it's like a dark tunnel surrounds you, and there's no noise. It's literally just you in a straight line, and you know it's tough. You got to try to stay mentally focused. But to be back at your school that you've been at for 4.5 years, and with the guys that you consider your best friends, and just to be around people that you've been with for a long time, it makes this experience a lot more comfortable.
One of the most impressive performances was by Jack Sitchie, just 7 months after ACL surgery. His times in a handful of drills would have been in the top 5 of linebackers at the combine, and he looked like his old self during drills.
I wasn't quite 100% yet. There's still about kind of that last 10% of full speed that I'm not really comfortable with. That's why I didn't run my 40, but I think just how I progress laterally and how I'm still able to really do the football-specific drills the way I can, I really wanted to showcase that and showcase that I'm at a good spot with everything. I got those jitters out, and I was confident that everything, the strength in my knee, the surgery, everything was good, everything was strong, and now it's kind of just that mental barrier I had to get over. And after that first rep, I think I was able to just kind of let loose.
Now comes the toughest part, the waiting before the draft at the end of April. For the Badger Sports Report with Paul Chryst, I'm Ryan Wing.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered, while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
At Hy-Vee Market Grill, you'll find something for everyone. Steaks grilled to perfection, delicious pasta, wood oven flatbread pizzas, and the burgers are the best in town. Plus, you've got to try our delicious Sunday brunch. And Hy-Vee Market Grills are next to Hy-Vee stores, so it's not like we're going to run out of food. It's good food, good times, and we love to see people smile. So get on into Hy-Vee Market Grill today.
How do you show up?
Let's go.
Do you just bring it? Or do you bring it all?
Lucas, we gotta go.
Third row like a pro. Step up to GMC with 16% below MSRP on the most popular 2018 Acadia models. That's over $8,100 below MSRP on this all-wheel drive Acadia Denali. We are professional grade. GMC.
This is what collaboration looks like. This is what happens when a cardiologist in Appleton works step in step with specialists at UW Health in Madison. You see, when Terry's condition required a second opinion, his doctor turned to the cardiothoracic team at UW Health. Together, we made sure Terry got the care and the heart transplant he needed. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health, remarkable.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by Hy-Vee. Where there's a helpful smile in every aisle, Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers. By UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
Time for this week's Great Day and Greg. Question of the week comes from Mark over in Milwaukee. Wants to know, now that it's done, the first time there's been a December signing period for players other than junior college transfers, has it worked the way you thought it would?
Yeah, I think we're still trying to figure out, because a part of it, you know, we had the early signing, which I liked, and I thought that it kind of gave validity to offers were real offers, because if a kid had an offer and all of a sudden the school's not ready to take his paperwork, in December, then it's not a real offer. And the same thing, you know, there's a couple places that a kid was committed but then chose not to sign. Well, then you're really not committed to that school. You know, we were fortunate, and for us, I thought it was really good. It gave us a jump. You know, instead of January going out and seeing a lot of the kids that, you know, now they'd already signed, where normally you'd be going out and just making sure that everything's good, and you know, we were able to get a jump on the next year's class. The part that we're unsure of is that now we can have early visits. So you can take an official visit now in April, May, and June. That part we don't know. How is that going to affect really the next? So I think we had the first early signing, but we haven't gone through a whole calendar year of kind of the new shape of recruiting as far as the recruiting calendar goes. So I liked it, and yet really it's still a little bit early to tell exactly how it's going to impact all of us down the, you know, kind of down the future, how you kind of strategize through recruiting.
Yeah, it's a question worth revisiting down the road. Thanks so much for your question. A Great Dane up north in Wausau, in the Madison area, east side of town, downtown Fitchburg, as well as Hilldale. Our focus on football continues next week, our final edition this sports season of the Badger Sports Report, as we talk a little bit of offense and more with the Badgers head football coach. Thanks for watching.
Honoring all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. Every division, every sport, the Learfield Directors Cup. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook, find us online and on Twitter. The Learfield Directors Cup.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
A pulse, felt by one, sends a ripple, felt by some. A shiver, felt by many, until it amplifies, magnifies into a tremor that electrifies. Badgers everywhere, moving as one, tilting the world on its axis.